Namaskar and welcome to Audio Voices with Sangita. Our today's guest is someone who had to fight her failing lungs for motherhood. At merely age of 30, she was diagnosed with an interstitial lung disease. She had to depend on oxygen for her every breath. But motherhood knocked at her door, and she fought against all odds to be a mother. She had to go through a bilateral lung transplant. Let us meet this brave warrior, Supriya Dusad. Welcome to the podcast, Supriya.
Hi, Sangita. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Supriya, thank you for coming on the podcast and sharing your journey with
My,
us. While you're
my
still,
pleasure.
I believe you're still resting after your transplant and you're still in
Yes,
isolation.
I'm
Yeah,
in a recovery mode.
yeah. So we'd like to know more about this disease that you have, ILD. It is probably called interstitial lung disease. So this infection comes from pigeon droppings, the one which has happened to you. So did you have any idea about this, that what it is, and what were your signs? And just tell us how did this diagnosis come about?
So I was asthmatic in my childhood, but when I was 15, it got cured. I thought it got cured, but it was suppressed actually. So in 2021, when I had COVID vaccine, I was COVID positive, very minor one. But when I had COVID vaccine, it just flared up. And I was super breathless. I could not climb the stairs properly. I was having a lot of coughing bouts all day and night, especially at night, dry cough. So we just went to many doctors, and some told take the puffs, some told take the medicines, some said anything. But coming to a pulmonologist, I was not aware who was a pulmonologist, to be honest. So coming to a pulmonologist in Jaipur here only, he did some tests like HRCT scans. He did. He did some blood tests and everything. Then he told me you have an ILD, and by steroids you'll be fine. So I just started with the steroids. I did little research about ILD. Okay, ठीक है, lungs disease है, ठीक हो जाएगा. ये नहीं पता था, ये ठीक नहीं होता.
Okay. So then how did you find out that this is not curable? And
So in February 2022, I was diagnosed with this. And luckily in March, I conceived. So I had to minimize the treatment, not stop, in fact. I had to minimize the treatment to the least. Then I got pregnant. I was just not doing that great. जितना करना चाहिए था मुझे. I was on complete bed rest. And I delivered a premature baby because of this.
Mm.
So after I delivered a baby in October 2022, by December, my gynecologist, Dr. Priya Gupta in Jaipur, she is also diagnosed with ILD, but with a very minor one. So she told me, she recommended me a doctor in Mumbai, Dr. Sarir Urwadia, in Breach Candy Hospital. He diagnosed it there. He did HRCT scan. Plus, what he did was, he did 6-minute walk test. In that, I need to walk for 6 minutes continuously, and then they would have measured my SpO2, oxygen levels. Then I just got to know my oxygen levels were dropping to 80s if I'm just walking. That means my lungs were just getting scarred, and my alveoli were getting suppressed, and they were not getting enough space to expand and compress again. And the airway was almost blocked.
Mm.
So he gave me medicines, and then I just got to know I need to be on oxygen therapy. Listen, like सुनने में अच्छा लगता है कि ठीक है ऑक्सीजन है कोई बात नहीं. But the one who puts the oxygen cannula all the time in the nose, it's very difficult.
At what point did you were told that this is from pigeon droppings?
Till then, I was not diagnosed with the pigeon droppings. It was just ILD, normal ILD hai mujhe.
Okay.
And he just diagnosed it with the blood reports and everything. And HRCT, it's a hypersensitivity pneumonitis. Hypersensitivity pneumonitis is basically, I'm allergic to fragrances. I'm allergic to, this weather change thing. That's how we diagnosed it. But later, everything was pretty well with me. I was doing rehabilitations, what he prescribed. But raising a daughter, like raising a baby and being on oxygen is a real difficult thing. So at times I used to avoid the oxygen because what oxygen was like concentrator पे cannula रहता था and that was 10-meter long wire. My distance was either 10 meter here or 10 meter there. And a kid, and if a toddler runs, I need to run behind. So I was not putting the cannula oxygen. And that was, I think I did a big mistake because oxygen was a support to like my muscles were protected by that. So I did not use that. My muscle mass was lost because oxygen चाहिए था मेरी body को, तो it was taken from muscles. Muscle mass हुआ, weight loss हुआ, appetite, I lost my appetite. Then later on, I went to my mama's home after a year or something. There, I was very breathless. While traveling, my oxygen dropped to 60s because carrying a concentrator in a car while traveling is not possible, and I did not have a motive.
Supriya, what is the normal level that should be? Because not everybody would know what is the normal level. So,
Yes. A normal level for you and me, it is like 98, 99. That is normal. But with a patient having a lung disease or anything, it should be above 90 or 92. That depends on the age also. Above 90 is very much safe. Below 90, doctors do prescribe the oxygen therapy. Yes.
During COVID, everybody was testing their oxygen levels.
Yeah,
We all had
every
those,
second
yeah,
moment.
we all had those at home, and used to keep watching
Yeah.
the oxygen levels. I remember, used to keep seeing that it has to be 98, 99, 97.
Yeah.
It would be like that.
Yeah.
So till so many years, you did not know it was because of pigeon droppings.
No, I did not.
So
So I traveled to my mom's home. There, I was very breathless when I got home. So I just hurriedly removed the machine. I got my machine removed from the car, plugged in, and I was like, now I can breathe, I can get the oxygen. I turned blue, half blue I turned. My lips, my fingers, my toes, all were blue.
Okay.
That is called cyanosis.
It must
Then
have-
my brother took me to Apollo Hospital. There, doctors told me to, get some tests done. So then there I got to know there was some pigeon, some parameters were to be tested. That's how I got to know it was a pigeon allergy, what I was just facing since years.
And you did not know all these years that it was that.
No. I did not know. I was just going to many doctors, like some are giving me puffs, some giving medicine, some giving asthma medicine, some giving allergy medicines. But nobody could diagnose it very easily.
I'll tell you, Supriya, we lost a friend to this pigeon dropping allergy.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So the people need to know that they have to be careful about this, not allowing pigeons to nest in their homes. I think they should be very careful. So it must have been very difficult for you as a young mother, carrying oxygen for how many years? Like that went on for nearly 2-3 years, right? With an oxygen with a group.
And
small
I started
child.
in March 23.
What kept you pushing through this challenging period? Like, कि नहीं मुझे
My daughter.
obviously.
I could not walk because my muscle mass was almost lost. So my daughter was learning to walk at that time. So I used to see her. She was like, she's falling down and getting up, falling down and getting up. I just thought when she can do it, she's such a small baby, then why can't I do it? So she is such a big motivation in my life. She taught me. It is said that mothers and parents do teach children to how to walk and learn and everything. I must say she is the one who taught me to walk again.
So unknowingly, she inspired you to fight your condition.
A lot.
It is basically the mother's love that,
Definitely.
So you were saying, you had told me that on 27th of December 25, you needed to be hospitalized. Can you tell us more about that? What was the situation and why you needed to be hospitalized?
So basically in July 25, My SpO2 levels was falling like anything. In February 25, I just take a little behind dates. In February 25, I wanted to visit Kumbh Mela, which was held after 144 years, and it's going to held after 144 years again. So I, my husband, and my daughter wanted to witness that. So I went there. I was pretty fine. I went with the oxygen. My levels were good. I was doing rehab and everything. In July 2025, I don't know what happened. My SpO2 started to fall by 65 or 70s without oxygen. So we were a little worried about that. We spoke to our pulmonologist in Mumbai again. At a word, then he just prescribed to sleep with the oxygen mask. I was not sleeping with that because while sleeping, I was losing my oxygen more.
Okay.
And that basically depends on body to body. Mine was reacting just like that. So I was on 24/7 oxygen that time with a concentrator of 5 liters. But by September, it deteriorated more because my activity was almost zero. I could not move. My body didn't allow me to move. I could not chew properly because while chewing, we need some energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not have that much energy left in my body.
That
So
got-
I was on liquids. I was on semi-solids. I used to just drink. I used to eat. I used to mix on semi-solid khichuris and used to drink daliyas and everything. I used to have it like that. But that was not able to meet my protein intake. जिससे कि मेरा muscle mass और गिरता चला गया. So by December 10th, I was admitted in hospital in ICU because my SpO2 level was left up to 23. That was very dangerous. Doctors were shocked in the hospital that how did I survive while coming to hospital. But luckily, I don't know how I did it. I was admitted for 4 days. I was given heavy steroids. I was a little stable. I was discharged then. And lung patients, I don't know about others. Basically, lung patients have to take pneumonia vaccine, flu vaccine annually, which I also took. I was late to take it. With the onset of winters, we are supposed to take it. But I took it a little late because I was hospitalized and many things were happening like in the background. So I took the vaccine. Immunity gets low if we take the vaccine, right? And very next moment, I took the vaccine and I caught a fever and cough and cold, which is very normal thing for anybody, right? But for lung patients, it's not that, one should get it occasionally or very oftenly. I got an infection within a span of 10 days or 12 days, I guess. My lungs collapsed overnight. I was on 15 liters of oxygen through oxygen cylinder, that is pure oxygen. And my levels were not going beyond 40 to 45. So that was really worrisome and it was coming So I was hurriedly taken to the ICU again. I was admitted there. Doctors used BiPAP on me, which is very horrifying and traumatizing. I was not able to breathe properly because it just packs all your mouth, all covers all these things, right? Then while just procedures was going on, so I got a cardiac arrest on 30th of December because when lungs don't work properly, they take the help of the neighboring organ, and lungs neighboring organ is heart. So heart was helping my lungs. That time I got a cardiac arrest because there was a lot of pulmonary hypertension on my heart, right? So doctors gave me all the protocols and I was back to life. Then out of nowhere, my doctors gave up on me that you can take her home. There is no other option. We can save her. She can't be saved. We have lost everything. Machineries are, we have ended with the machineries. Sorry. So my family obviously was very tensed. Then my brother-in-law got a call from his business colleague. His name is Krishna. So I think that Krishna came as a Krishna in my life. My brother-in-law said, I'll talk to you later because my baby is hospitalized and this is the scenario. So then what happened was, he said one of my friend in Hyderabad, he got his sister's lungs and heart both transplanted at a time in Kim's hospital. So we just contacted that person and asked him, can you just register us? He's like, fine, I'll do that. not knowing his name, not knowing his face, not knowing his identity. I don't know, from nowhere, he just got myself registered there. I was, very next moment, I was airlifted because I could not travel normally by flight. Air ambulance is the solution to it.
Supriya, you're saying that some friend, your brother's friend, suggested that you go and register yourself. The doctors had not
Yes.
told you that you are, a patient for transplant, that you can get a transplant done for this. You had
At
no
a
idea?
very last moment, they said, when I got the cardiac arrest, they were like, you should go for a transplant because my reports were very much fine. My HRCT scans and everything was stable, in fact. So there was no scope for transplant, and we did not even think about it.
Okay.
So everything collapsed so badly. The purpose is like, infection is so bad in this that it can give you a good life or it can just collapse overnight, right? Then I was airlifted on 1st January. Obviously, my family was very tensed because I was on a ventilator and ECMO support. My
What
heart and
what
lungs were
what
not
what
working.
exactly is ECMO support? Can you tell us? वो क्या होता है?
ECMO support was like they pump the blood, like fresh blood and cold blood. They just make it purify.
Okay. So,
So it gives a support to lungs and heart both.
okay. So they purify the blood and it cycles the blood.
Not exactly, you can say, but yeah, kind of. But it is a support system.
Okay. It helps the lung.
Like how
basically.
ventilator is.
Yeah. Ventilator helps to breathe, right? The
Yeah.
yeah.
So that way is the ECMO, but it is an advanced level.
Okay.
So I was waiting for the donor there. Daily I used to do video calls with my family. There was a protocol in the hospital. I can do video call half an hour or 1 hour to my family. But that time they have inserted a tracheostomy in my neck. Because of that, I could not speak or smell or taste. My passages were blocked. So I used to just make the actions and, maybe I write. I used to explain with the expressions. This is the thing. But while waiting for the donor on 27th of January, I again got a cardiac arrest. And that time my body turned just black, not even blue.
My goodness. And all this while, uh, when you were being airlifted and all, your baby, your daughter, who was taking care of her? And
My grandparents.
and that must have been very difficult for you, no? Not being able to see her or
It is obviously difficult for any mother to leave a
yeah.
3-year-old baby back at home. But I don't know from where did she get the strength. Maybe she saw my scenario. I don't know what. I tell you honestly, she did not cry a single minute for mama and papa. And she is a mama's girl. But she was like, she used to just you, and she was also expressing me. She never spoke to me on call verbally, which is like, Mama, you'll be fine. You're awesome. She used to do like this, Mama, you're strong. You can do it. तो एक्सप्रेशन से ही मुझे एक्सप्रेस करती थी उसको पता है मम्मा नहीं बोल सकते
That is so heart wrenching, actually. Yeah. So
It is.
your biggest support was your husband and your family and your daughter, your
In-laws.
3-year-old daughter, right?
Yes.
So how many days were you in the hospital before they told you that a donor is available? I mean, you have a donor ready. They have a donor ready for you.
For pretty 37 days.
37 days.
Yes.
That's a long time. No.
And meanwhile, I was just losing my muscle mass even more. My legs were, each feet was this swollen. I could not move. My food was given to me like RG. Right tube is there. From the nose, I was given all liquids. I could not chew because I had no energy left.
Hmm. So do you remember when you were told that a donor has been found and
Yeah,
yeah.
I do.
So what went through your mind at that time?
Ghabrahat. Simple words, ghabrahat. A lot of anxiety. I knew it is for my good. But then somewhere I felt I might lose because I already had to cardiac arrest. My body is so weak that maybe I'm just seeing my daughter and everybody for the last time. So yeah, I had a lot of mixed emotions at that time. In the corner, I was happy, but yeah, I was littling more. A lot of anxiety was there.
You've been through a real tough time, huh? And you're a brave girl.
It was, but
Very brave girl.
yeah, for my daughter, I had to do it.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I can feel that, I can feel you're the sick.